of us. We're
100%.
yeah, definitely. All right,
Next movie. Endgame.
It had to follow Infinity War. That's why it's. that's the problem with this movie. Infinity War is fucking amazing.
So
Endgame is still good.
Here's the wild thing. The beginning of Endgame is so bleak.
It's great. I love that part.
It's 5 years of
It's
all these people being dead.
actually realistic.
And
because so many of us fans.
So Thanos basically makes it impossible to undo what he's done. And you just see these heroes and people have to live with that. And you see how they react. And it's not always great.
Alright, so Endgame, yes. At the beginning of it, it's very awful and sad and dark, and it's great how realistic that is to actually see the reactions of all these people.
It deals with a lot of grief, and it kind of.
Oh man, fucking Thor! Oh my god.
Thor's journey throughout the entire, not even just this movie, just the MCU saga. Period.
So you know how Thor was initially. Thor got in trouble for being an arrogant.
He was a prick.
He was a prick. Yeah, I almost call him a cock, but same thing. Yeah, and he had to get humbled because it's like you can't be a leader if you're just an arrogant prick all the time.
But he just kept getting humbled. But
yeah.
This was like Thor blamed himself for not taking out Thanos when he had the chance. And he goes into the deepest depression for 5 years. And
but in actuality, it was all Captain Marvel's fault.
What?
She was the most powerful, but she was fighting others.
There.
She was somewhere else. But actually, no, I'm sorry. She didn't get paged until after that, so.
As a person who has gone through significant levels of grief, and not that long ago, I fully understand what Thor, his whole mindset and the way they depict grief and how much it can hurt you.
Thor is having a hard time coping with his reality and the reality of all of his past events that were too traumatizing, and he's numbing himself. He's obvious.
Can I add something onto that?
Sure.
And this is one of my pet peeves about the movie itself. Stop making fun of his weight.
Oh, I mean,
stop making fat jokes because he gained weight for being depressed.
We don't even know. We don't even understand.
No. That's bullshit. Y'all are all going through the same shit that he's going through, except he's on another level because of the shit he went through. And they wrote in these fucking fat jokes to make him feel even worse. Fuck the writers for doing that. Because it's bullshit, because it makes people who either are heavy or have gained weight because of grief feel even worse. So fuck you for doing that. Okay, we can move on with the movie now.
Some of us, like myself, understand the nuances and all the complexities of weight gain. And yeah, that's why I don't make fun of people for weight gain. Actually, yeah, no.
Anyway.
Because, it's the weight gain isn't the problem. The core is something else. It just happened. It's like a symptom of another problem. Hey, that's more life advice for you guys. So don't judge people. Hey, they're not just lazy and eating
more. You
don't
know what anyone's going through.
There's something else.
Plain and simple.
There's something else that took them there. But that's another video.
You don't know what anybody else is going through in their life.
But either way, look at this guy. He's fucked up because Thor, in the way they did him like that, and was so emotionally impactful and believable. He
has the best arc in the movie. When he goes, so all right, we'll go through the plot really quick.
Hold on, really fast. Thor cuts Thanos' head off, and what happens?
Nothing.
It doesn't help him at all. And that's been...
He thinks it will make him feel better, and it doesn't.
That's been a constant theme of so many movies throughout my life, which is, hell, Batman Forever. Batman's talking to Robin. He says, what are you going to do? You're going to kill him? And then what? Because that's exactly how life is. If you get revenge or whatever, you're
not going to feel
get all angry and do some crazy destructive shit. You're not going to feel better. You have to forgive yourself. That's how you feel better. That's what Thor needs to do, and I think he kind of does in the movie.
So basically what they end up having to do is time travel, using the quantum realm, they decide to time travel, collect the Infinity Stones from their places, and like basically do a recap of the entire MCU in that sense. Use that to snap everyone back. Now, during that, Thor goes back to his home world and he meets his mom, and there's this unbelievably beautiful moment.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm already almost there. There's this unbelievably beautiful moment where he holds out his hand before they go back to their time, and he calls for Mjolnir, and Mjolnir comes to him, and it comes into his hand, and he says...
That's the hammer.
The hammer, sorry. Thor's hammer, and he says, "I'm still worthy." And I fucking bawled at that moment. More than almost anything else in that movie, because it was this beautiful moment where the most depressed, broken, beaten down character got just a glimmer that he's still worth something.
This guy...
And it was amazing.
This guy, up to this point in this movie, is obviously, you could see it, he's mostly given up constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing this, that, and the other. He's trying to appease his teammates. But he's completely given up. So of course he doesn't feel worthy. He feels like he's not all in like he was before in Infinity War. Mm-hmm. But he's still worthy, and that changes him. And then eventually he gets a little braid in his beard, and that's the goal.
He gets this, and he ends up being a badass again in the end of the movie.
As an overweight guy, which is pretty cool.
I am happy that they didn't undo that.
And also, hold on, I know they're making fun of, overweight in the movie. I don't remember that, but I believe you. But they also show that an overweight person can be a god, and that's pretty cool. And I think the making fun of an overweight person, that's pretty fucking real, because that shit happens all the time. And I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you try to ignore this stuff. It's normal for overweight people to get made fun of, stared at, and talk shit about. It's terrible. They get demeaned. It's a terrible thing. It's very real. So, if you have an overweight person, you have somebody who's dealing with that kind of thing, hey, be there for him. It's fucking hard. I've dealt with multiple times.
Just don't be a dick.
That's hard, man. Well, hold on.
No, it isn't.
Yes. Well, hey, hold on a second. I want to say something about this. All right. I've been a dick multiple times just because I didn't know, what I needed to do to be the most. Hey, you gotta understand. See, like, you can't just be nice to people. I mean, oh yeah, you can. Whatever. You gotta be nice in such a way, because a lot of times nice comes off as like weird or trying to get attention or just something. Whatever. The key is like trying to find the nuance of being respectful and still, being there for someone. I've just been so many times in my life trying to be there for people, and it comes off wrong. But take the time. Take the time to figure out how to talk to people. It's a lot of work. I feel like it's a lifelong thing.
It is.
Doesn't fucking matter.
So we're kind of
than Thor.
Well, we kind of got off on a tangent there about Thor and about a really.
We're sad. We're sad people. We're very emotional right now. There's other stuff going on. It's not just YouTube.
There's other moments, especially for people with daddy issues, when they go back in time and Tony gets to talk to his dad, which he never really felt like he could.
Oh man, that was amazing. And then Captain America saw his crush through the blinds. Great.
I have issues with the Hawkeye and Black Widow part. Personally, I felt like it should have been Hawkeye who died.
I don't think it matters who dies in that situation.
It made it feel like that was her only use. And
that's
I felt
fair.
like that really kind of
because the whole
took a lot out of her.
Hold on.
Really
I mean, I understand like Hawkeye kind of has a backstory throughout the universe up to this point, but still not that much.
He didn't do anything.
It shows his family, but the same issue with Black Widow. Both of these characters have a mysterious backstory that's like hinted about, but we don't ever see it.
The only and this is terrible, but the only reason you show someone's family is to either take the family away or take that character away. So that's just how that just feels like
your own filmmaking,
typical
kind of
story writing. That's to me, it would have made more sense, especially later on in the movie. So they get the stones, they snap, they bring everybody back, but not everybody's back yet. Like back in the sense of like they're back and right there, ready to fight. But when they go back in time, and older Thanos, who hasn't collected the stones yet, finds out about everything that's going to happen, and he comes to the future, and he just wreaks havoc. And there's this amazing battle between all of the characters, and they're basically losing to Thanos. Cap's standing there. He's like, I'm beat. I'm going out in a blaze of glory. And then this incredible cathartic moment of all of the characters who've been snapped away coming back is just incredible. And it's this,
and
like...
hopefully you watch it in the theater. Because you just can't match that kind of thing at home.
I was crying.
Oh, yeah.
It was,
I was
so
emotional.
Powerful.
It was so epic, and I was in it, and I was trying to soak in, but there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sensory
overload.
And then this incredible battle sequence. So, highlights of the battle sequence. I'm not going to go too much into it. Cap picking up Mjolnir. Cap picking up Thor's hammer is amazing. It is such a cool moment.
So I think even the whoever made this movie, they even mentioned, like, yeah, I know it doesn't completely make sense, but who fucking cares? Because
it was so cool.
It was so cool, just let it happen.
Yeah,
and I don't think any of us...
Nobody complained.
I didn't complain.
It was awesome.
I was like, it's fucking great. And... hey, you had that little build-up in Age of Ultron, so it's fine.
It was already set up.
That's all you need.
You knew it was
just set up shit a little bit, and then it'll make the audience happy.
Just pay stuff off. Pay off little things.
I wish it wasn't so hard for movies to do that, man.
Right?
It's a recurring theme, I'm sure, on this movie series.
That part, my wife absolutely adored the chick team-up part.
That's the biggest thing I remember, actually.
A lot of people complained about it because they thought it felt so super forced.
It's super forced, but it's fine.
So
it's got a nice feel to it.
My only thing was I wish it had been either Black Widow or Nebula who had held the gauntlet to go through that, because Captain Marvel doesn't need help. She doesn't.
Yeah, she does.
Does she?
Yeah, because she got knocked out into oblivion.
Okay, but before that, not by Thanos. So so there's a part Wanda almost takes down Thanos at one point.
Oh yes. Actually, hold on. The creators of the MCU even mentioned. They said yes. So you guys think Captain Marvel is the most powerful creature? Seemingly so. However, just think back to the scene with Wanda. Thanos was gonna die.
He was beat.
Thanos decided to bomb the entire battlefield just to save his life.
Because he was beat.
He knew
Wanda
that